Hello everybody, welcome to another Witchfire stream. We finished, not that we finished, right? We didn't finish the game, but I did the final boss once off stream, just because I wanted to unlock the Gnosis. And yeah, he's fun, he's way more interesting than the first one, I think. And also, we leveled a little bit, so we're level 87 at the moment, and we're going for 69 metanoia, and then we're gonna get the other stats. I think I'm gonna still push luck first a little bit. And I first tried the boss 2 times. The reason for that is the first time was so unlucky. The game crashed when I killed him. And literally the moment he died, the game crashed, and that felt really bad. And luckily the next attempt worked out and I killed him again, but it was so frustrating, to be honest. Also, I do have all the guns on max Mysterium. I have few spells. I don't know, and they're not all the spells yet. I have some new trinkets, and I'll show them when the time comes, right? Just gonna talk about my current build. You know what I'm doing here is basically I'm just trying out stuff. I'm not really thinking about, you know, OP or not. I'm just trying to do something that kind of works, right? It's just for fun. And yeah, so I'm running the Ricochet, the Midas, the 2 auto rifles, the Vulture, Fireballs, Curse Spell, Eye of Madwoman. Well, maybe I should explain, right? Auto rifles, my ultimate weapon that does a lot of damage, like the BFG in Doom basically. It's meant to quickly kill strong enemies. And yeah, then I have the just a second. Yep. And then I have the fireballs. It's basically just fireballs that apply burn. Burn does well, increases the damage the enemy takes basically. Curse Spell is stun AoE. Eye of the Mad Woman is Electro finisher. You just get lightning bolt when the enemy dies. Well, not dies, when it's below 10% / 30% for bigger enemies. HP gets hit by lightning bolts. Bale Word is new. It basically gives you healing when you're below half HP. No idea how good it is, to be honest. Ring of Obedience. Yeah, it's new for me. It pushes the last wounded enemy in the direction of the dash. I have no idea what this is good for. You could throw them off cliffs, but I don't even know if there's fall damage for enemies, so no idea. Yeah, we're still researching spells. By the way, the 3rd Mysterium is something you can get from the boss, right? And the reason why I'm not going to go for the boss right away is pretty simple. It's actually really, really simple. It is because I want to die, right? The new Gnosis is basically higher difficulty. It works really well for this map so far. I didn't try the other one, but there are new enemies and new encounters and stuff like that. So you should definitely, texture is load sometimes a little bit slow. Don't worry about it. They're gonna load. Don't worry. Actually, are they gonna load? They should be loading, right? Yeah, they loaded. It's kind of weird. And I would also advise to restart the game, like maybe every I don't know, few hours or so, to remove some of the. There seem to be some kind of bugs that stack up the more you play. And yeah, and now I'm gonna teach you about the mushrooms, right? This mushroom, evil mushroom. Yeah, evil. Yeah, there's 6 total mushrooms in the game. So last time we didn't use them at all when I was streaming, but this time I'm a mushroom expert, right? I tried out a bunch of stuff, tried to find out if it's random or not. It's not random. They're always the same. Hi, Eudoxus. I hope everything's fine on your end. Yeah, so we have max Gnosis, so obviously we're going to be able to unlock everything we want, right? So that's going to be quite good. What would I rate the game so far? Since I did play probably almost I would guess at least 50 hours plus, right? Probably maybe even 100, I have no idea. Epic Store doesn't really track too well. Not taking safe deposit just yet, since we don't have a lot to do, so I can take that later using feathers. Yeah, so I would rate it easily a 10 out of 10. It is absolutely a great game. It's unique, it's fun, it's among the best FPS gameplay I've ever played, so it is amazing, right? I really like it. Should you buy it? That's the other question. I give it a 10 out of 10, but that doesn't mean you should buy it, right? The reason why, there are two reasons, right? The game is not that difficult if you don't up the Gnosis too fast. But on higher Gnosis, it can become a bit more difficult. Evil Mushroom. So yeah, maybe, you know, just be a little bit worried about that. Can become a bit more difficult later on, but I don't think that should keep you from playing the game because it starts out really fair and balanced. Evil. You can tell. Puffy mushroom with black dots. Evil. Yeah, the game seems to use a lot of tessellation for the ground, which you can tell, right? It adds geometric detail when you get closer to things. Well, now it loaded in, right? But once it loads in, right, you can tell sometimes it changes a little bit, right? The geometry here, you can see it, right? It's going up and down here. Here. Yeah, that's just tessellation, right? And it does use tessellation for big polygons, which is why you can see the geometry change that much. Assassin's Creed, I mean, it's a normal technique, right? But it's just interesting to see that they do use it for bigger texture, polygons. And you're doing fine, that's great to hear. I'm also fine. Didn't cough once yet, so hope it's going to stay that way. Obviously, I'm still going to cough from time to time, but it's way, way better. Yeah, still talk too much, so obviously my voice is still going to get strained, but that aside, it's going to be hopefully better today. Yeah, but the other things why I would say, you can obviously buy it on the Epic Games Store. It works fine, right? It's just a shit store. But probably wait for the Steam release just because fuck Epic Games Store, right? To be honest. I mean the devs deserve it, so in this case I would say if you want to play it right now, it's totally fun and playable and you're gonna get a lot of hours of fun out of it. And it's among the best FPS you can play, right? But in a way also, you know, it's the Epic Games Store. That's the main reason why I would say I wouldn't recommend the game maybe just now. Just wait maybe for the Steam release, which hasn't been officially announced. They're not allowed to talk about it. But not being allowed to talk about it says a lot, right? If they wouldn't release on Steam, what would they say? Nope, we're not releasing on Steam. We're staying on Epic. Please buy our game, right? That's what they would be saying. But since they're saying we can't talk about it, it's literally, they know it's a 1-year exclusivity contract where they're not allowed to promote other platforms. So yeah, just wait for the Steam release, and right there, if you don't like Epic Games, if you don't mind buying on Epic Games, or you really want to play the game, which I would get because it's really fun, you can buy it right now. It's amazing. It's definitely, I would say it is really among the best FPS ever made, and in early access already, it's so much fun. Is it perfect? Obviously not, right? No game is perfect, but I do have some, you know, ideas and stuff like that they could do when, I mean, which are mostly related to it still being early access because it doesn't have that much. I mean, it has a lot of content, but not that much content, and the meta structure is not that, you know, there needs to be more incentives for certain playstyles, right? And some things are not perfect, but this update basically made the game so much better that they really went and tried to think about what shit. Evil mushroom looks like a brain and all shrinkly. Evil mushroom. Did we see a non-evil mushroom? Maybe I picked it up without saying something. Yeah, definitely a really, really good game. It's so much fun. Obviously on the higher difficulties like this one, it is going to become difficult, right? Obviously. It is meant to challenge you if you go for higher Gnosis. So yeah, why is stun really good? You might be inclined to think like, yeah, stun, who cares, right? Yeah, you might think like, yeah, stun, who gives a shit, blah blah blah, who needs it? Look, I do 19 damage, right? Can you see it? 19 damage. And when I stun the enemy, do 38. Right? 38. I mean, we can do the math, right? It's literally double damage, right? You do double damage to stunned enemies. So having the bell is basically a damage. It basically doubles your damage. Then you also have fire. I mean, it's difficult to show on these weak enemies here. Right? Fire, you can see it does 26 damage. 26 damage. As far as I can tell, is roughly 50% more damage, right? 19, half of it is roughly 10. So it is roughly 50% more damage. So stun is better than burn. But you can stack both of them, right? So you can have burn and stun. So when you do this and you do the bell, I can demonstrate it, right? And I do the bell at the same time. You can see I'm gonna hit for 52, which is an insane amount of damage, right? So I really would recommend trying to get stun in your build at least. Burn is also really good, obviously. Yeah, the bell is so much fun. You shoot it and you stun. Hey, it's so good. I really, seriously, this game is amazing. You know, I don't simp much for games, right? I do play a lot of good games on the show on the channel, right? Watching too much Dan Giesing always calls the stream the show. I mean, it is kind of a show, but you know what I mean. Part of the stream, right? What kind of game is it? It's a roguelite FPS extraction shooter mix. It's very unique, so I'm really struggling to find any comparisons, and it has a very unique and very, very genius combat system. For me, this is the Dark Souls of FPS, right? Remnant has Dark Souls gameplay, but this has the combat system that is so fucking good. It's like, for me, this revolutionizes how you can design FPS combat. I don't know, it doesn't do anything new in the way that you would say, hey, that's actually pretty good. It doesn't do something like crazy new, like, oh my god, I've never seen a fireball, blah blah blah, but the way it implements the spells, right? Also the bell that you have to shoot it, you can really tell the guy worked on Painkiller and Bulletstorm. Especially Bulletstorm tried to do so many tricks, right? Like fun kills where you do like weird shit, and it's just like really, really fun and creative. But the way every single gun, right, has these tiers where you have some mechanic going on, and it's almost like a little mini game, and it's so good. It's like so creative. It really is a geniusly designed game when it comes to that. And also the overall enemy design, the gunplay, how it feels and everything is so good. Like, you can really tell the team is extremely talented when it comes to designing these types of things. There should be a head around here. Yeah, this is one of the mechanics I must say I don't like, right? Because it's slow. I think, I can't remember actually, where the fuck was he? I think here. Yeah, this, wait, did they already nerf it? I'm actually kind of not sure, because this guy here overheats when you go too fast. And turns out they already nerfed it. Yeah, these devs are on fire, man. Literally after this game, this patch came out like a few days ago, they have changed so much already from the things I don't like. Yeah, they're really smart. Like, they really know immediately what is good feedback. You can actually tell, maybe they have time to play their game, right? They were crunching on deving it, getting it out. And now they actually... Wait, it's the wrong head? Oh, that's kind of... I mean, it makes sense, right? Who would want a head that's not part of his body? Yeah, it's not the right body, so we have to go all the way back here, I think. But since they buffed it, I still think it should work the other way around. It should enforce movement instead of standing still, right? And also it should be a little bit closer. I still think they did do the right thing by nerfing it. But I do think they could have added or entirely removed the mechanic, to be honest. Yeah, you can tell it's kind of annoying, right? Yeah, I would have done it in a you have to go fast way. Like, this is crazy annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and I can't dash, I can't sprint, right? It's literally... The faster you go, the faster it burns. You can see, right? It burns right away. It basically forces you to go slow, but I still think it's not a good idea to have this mechanic in the game. Because it's not fun, right? It's too long. If it was rather close, sure. But it's usually very far away and you have to walk like crazy. I really hope the devs are gonna change it to you have to move, right? It should be if you stand still or you go too slow for a while. Maybe make it so you have to dash every few seconds or something, right? Just make it interesting and fun and fast and not boring and slow. Because everything else in the game, you can pace yourself, right? And this is just, you can see it. This is not, for me, this is not what the game is about, right? I mean, obviously it tries to block dashes, so you have to play without them. But at the same time, I think, right, this is kind of... This is almost not, yeah, it's not my type of gameplay. And also, look what you get for it, right? It's to be honest, it's not bad, but it's also not amazing, right? Yeah, so the head definitely not that good. By the way, you can find it by looking at the minimap here, down here. There is an exclamation mark. I'm just gonna demonstrate it. I mean, usually you don't get two of them, right? It's just RNG here. The event, yeah, right. And the game obviously has a static map with randomized locations and events, right? So it's a bit like Escape from Tarkov or something like that. The extraction shooter vibe, basically. Would I call it an extraction shooter in the traditional sense? I mean, you don't have... It's more like a mix of roguelite FPS, Dark Souls, and extraction shooter. I think the Dark Souls influences are actually more than the extraction shooter influences when it comes to how the game plays, right? So it's the combat mechanics basically are FPS Dark Souls, but not also only Dark Souls, right? But it's basically FPS Dark Souls in a way. Are they pushing me because of the head? I think so. Usually the game doesn't spawn an infinite amount of enemies next to you. But I do think it is really, really brilliantly designed otherwise. This head is the only thing that's kind of annoying. Okay, I get it. So they do want you to feel pressured while walking around with the head, but honestly, this is too long, right? If it was half the distance, I would say, yeah, sure, why not, right? This distance is just too much. Yeah, this one's also poisonous. You can tell by the black spots. Did I already pick one up that's not poisonous? I actually don't know. Wait, if you crouch, can you move the entire time? Oh, but isn't that quicker, right? Because crouching is kind of... Wait, can I go until it burns and then crouch? Oh, yeah, you can. So actually crouching is the... Okay, maybe it's not that bad then, because you can permanently move. You don't have to stand still at all times. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Okay, maybe it's not that bad, but it's really far away, so... Didn't think of crouching, to be honest. Because I don't crouch that much in the game. There's a slide too, right? There are even mechanics that interact with it, so... Yeah, the bell definitely really, really good. But it doesn't stun big enemies. That's the biggest downside, right? That's why I think the stake is way better overall. But I don't want to use the stake at all times because I think the stake is kind of OP, to be honest. So I'm kind of not using it at the moment. Wait, what is? Oh, wait, that was the healing, I think. I could have picked it up. Yeah, let's just stay below 50% and try it out, right? How the healing works. There should be an ammo chest pretty close too. I mean, there's one here and one here. I'm just thinking about what the best way forward would be. Yeah, some enemies you do have to actively dodge a little bit more. The musketeers especially, and the big attacks. And I like that, right? It doesn't force you to dodge everything permanently. A lot of enemies can just be strafed, like FPS style, but you also have a lot of enemies where you do have to dodge, so it's like a good mix of the two. And also it has a lot of freedom and traversal. I mean, literally you can go everywhere on the map. I could go up here, I could go, oh yeah, not up there, that's not part of the map. But I could go all the way up there, right? You can go there. Sometimes there are even chests. I don't know if they put it back up on the mountain. In an earlier version you could get a chest spawn there. Yeah, no idea. And also there's the calamity feature, obviously, that enables like a risk reward system. Yeah, these mushrooms, evil. Yeah, fireballs are kind of neat, man. I like them. You fuck off, seriously? But they do fuck off. Wait, if you don't look at them? I have no idea how that works. Oh no, you just TP'd next to me. Oh, I hate them. Yeah, we're not gonna try out our our healing that badly. I don't want to know, right? It's not like I'm. Yeah, they can't be stunned either, so they're kind of special. Oh my god, this heals so much. Whoa, it's fucking OP. I didn't know. Wow, that's really good. I was wondering if it was like, since the game is very, you don't have the healing potion drops. Healing is kind of rare in the game, to be honest. It's going to be a supernova at the end. I really... Oh no, this one doesn't do this, the supernova, never mind. The last stun just can stun big enemies too. I mean, I do want to get safe deposit, but we need one more feather. Yeah, these upgrades are basically the roguelite element, and they're a bit different. There's not XP in the game. You get rewards for clearing camps, right? So and I do think that's good, because that actually means you can level very fast. You're not reliant on... you don't have to rely on getting, you know, killing a lot of enemies, and if you're efficient at killing enemies and camps, you can basically level really, really quickly. But it's not like the game really wants you to grind like stupid while you play a run. Yeah, these guys do sanity damage, which basically just means as soon as sanity is 0, you take bonus damage. It's basically like bleed in Dark Souls, right? It's not really that dangerous, to be honest. Yeah, and that's the big, the Master Sentinel, basically. But, I mean, you do have to be careful, right? If it kills you, it kills you. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of the one fight in Remnant where you have the eye ticking up. Yeah, it's also right. It's also like that mechanic, but it's not as annoying visually. It doesn't really impair your vision all that much, so... Yeah, and this gun can link shots between enemies, so you can just look at someone like this, right? Here. Now he's tagged, and... well, maybe I can tag the others too, right? They're tagged now. And now you can see I'm shooting at them at the same time, which is really strong, right? It's a really good mechanic. And I think the bell can ring 3 times, and the last time it's going to ring by itself, right? It's really cool. Also, the fireballs, you can ADS aim them on one enemy like this, right? And it's super targeted. Like, it's really nice. It's so fun to play. Okay, now we're at half HP. I'm going to try to use the healing a bit more. I mean, this is I really have to say it. It's so fun, really. If you didn't... you don't try it yourself, it's really hard maybe to imagine why it's so much fun, because it might look fun, right? But it feels so fun. I can't put in words how fun it is to kill things in this game, and that's good, right? Because all you're gonna do is run around and kill things, like in most games, right? Yeah, so I think it's really, really good. Okay, now we have a calamity, and I'm also running into an enemy camp. Yeah, this blood transfer is amazing since you're gonna get, I think we're so low. Yeah, as soon as we're in the red, I'm gonna use the heal like this. Okay, we have to kill the galleon. Yeah, I'm not doing a good job at tagging enemies since I'm talking about random shit. And the AoE is amazing, right? The galleon killed me. I'm stupid. Yeah, I should have looked for the galleon. Usually what you want to do, and that's my biggest advice, is if a calamity is coming, don't push an enemy camp, right? Just chill and wait for it so you can dodge it. Because the calamities do require a bit more attention at times, so that was really, really stupid. But we got new spells. We got Ice Stiletto. Okay, interesting. And we got Rotten Fiend, resurrects a grenadier who now attacks his former allies with incredible ferocity. I mean, how could we not try them out, right? Since we are already leveled, I really like these two, to be honest. They're really, really good. But I do want to level stuff, so I'm kind of curious. The Ice Stiletto and the Rotten Fiend. And they're level 1, so they're gonna be a bit weaker. Yeah, the pushes, I don't know. Did we ever... Oh, it does damage too. Oh, and you get extra items on push kills. That's interesting. Yeah, let's see how does pushing work. Does the Epic Launcher allow refunds? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. If it... No, wait. It does, but I don't know if it does for this game. Wait, does it actually? I do think they have a display for the refundable type, but wait, does it? You should Google that actually, I'm not 100% sure. I would advise to Google it if refunds are important to you. Yeah, so, that sounds like you want to demo the game and maybe refund it. Probably better than to Google it if you're not sure. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, people who don't like FPS at all, right? They don't like aiming and shooting at things. They're not gonna like the game, right? Obviously, because that's what you do. But if you even remotely like it, it's fun, right? Because it's among the best type of FPS you can play. If you like this type of FPS, obviously some people like simulation stuff where you just like crawl through the grass and you wait for 10 hours and then you do one shot, right? Like probably also Tarkov a little bit, like walking sims. And yeah, obviously it's more an action oriented one, right? Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not going to appeal to everyone like every game, right? But I think it's going to appeal to almost everyone that thinks it's interesting to them, because it really is what it is, right? It's not like you're buying it and you don't know what it is, right? You don't know how it's not like looks cool and it's shit at the end, right? We have 5 potions. Really? But why? We didn't level, so why do we have it? Wait, maybe it is related to it might be now we have to recover our dead body like in Dark Souls. I'm kind of curious, do we actually have to just make potions to level them? Evil mushroom? Good mushroom. Why is it good? It's also puffy, right? But it doesn't have the black spots. Which will become a bit confusing later on, because there's another one where it's exactly the other way around. Right. Really? Wow. Great. Yeah, so I would actually restart the game from time to time, because there still seems to be some kind of persistence issue when it comes to performance. Because it runs, now that I play it, it runs amazing. Yesterday, after playing it for a few hours, it ran so bad that it's really cool to see how it runs right now. And obviously the map here, since this is the highest difficulty at the moment, is still not that difficult because it's the lowest difficulty map of the game, right? So the second map is way harder. Since I think it's the third map actually, so they have 2 maps in the game, the first and the third. So yeah, which is kind of smart, to be honest, since you're getting a higher difficulty, right? They don't have to make it too easy, so it's a bit it's actually a good cross section of the game. So you get a little bit more difficulty, which obviously some people like, right? Oh shit, he got us. Fuck you. Yeah, they can do a lot of damage, right? They're not like... They're not very friendly. I can't see it. There it is. I'm stuck. I'm not stuck, right? I'm literally stuck because there was a rock in front of me. Oh, the heal. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to play around the heal. I mean, the threshold is kind of low, but the healing is really good. But then again, I'm kind of worried that we're gonna get one shot. Oh, it's new, right? What do we have? We have a Grenadier. It's literally a Grenadier. And we also... I mean, obviously it's gonna be really difficult since we don't have the good spells. And now there is a fuck ton of healing. And we can pick it up, right? It doesn't last long. But it does recover quite a bit. Okay, now we do have to heal. Yeah, so you can actually kill a lot of enemies and then pick up the healing and overheal quite a bit. That's really nice. And hey there, Broshy. I really need to get my phone a bit closer so I can read better. How is this update? It's really good. It definitely addresses the biggest complaint a lot of people had, and that's how the difficulty advances. You can for sure get a lot of more fun playtime out of it without it being frustrating for a lot of people. I mean, I didn't mind the high difficulty since I'm always cranking it up anyway. But for a lot of people, I think it's going to be way nicer to have your own pace and to decide when you want the game to get harder. I don't think you can actually go back though when it comes to difficulty, so you're kind of committing, so maybe that's an issue. But is the Grenadier good? I actually don't know, to be honest. I actually don't know, but the update otherwise is really fun. A lot of cool new enemy types. No new map, but more locations on the maps you already had. Huh? What did that do? It looked like it did nothing. Okay, we need to kill the Master Sentinel, obviously, before doing anything else. I wonder if the Grenadier is good. I'm really curious. It didn't damage the Master Sentinel, so... Yeah, I don't know. We can also just use the other gun, to be honest. It should be better against it. Wait, does it have less range? No, it should have more range, right? 25, 21. Yeah, it should have more range. Okay, now our Calamity is coming, so we're just gonna fall back a little bit to an area we already cleared. We do have 2 shots here. I'm not gonna heal because I do want to try to play around the healing item. But it's kind of risky, right, since you're only at half HP. Yeah, reading chat in the game obviously is difficult, so I have to pause for it. Sorry about that. You have a question, why are there snakes in the skies? Is it a snake on a plane type of situation? Wait, snakes in the skies? Snakes. Maybe you meant the skulls, I'm not sure. But now there's the galleon that's in the sky. Yeah, that's also part of the new update. Just want to say I'm kind of worried I'm just going to insta-die again because I'm stupid. Yeah, let's just heal. There's no reason to... not to heal. I do wonder, can we actually... Huh? Can we actually combine the two? Yeah, it should do barrels right now. No, we can't link them, unfortunately. It would have been pretty good. Yeah, so the fight works is pretty simple. I mean, obviously, since you're watching the stream, you're gonna get spoiled, so, but basically you just kill the red things and then you can kill the skulls. At the start, you're super confused what you need to do. Yeah, we're gonna take damage from the sanity pretty soon here. You have a question? Oh, the channel points, the sky snakes. Yeah, I actually have no idea. Good question. I don't know what my brain thought back then. I guess snakes are kind of cute, and you can do an S with it, and I have no idea. And it's MS Paint, so... yeah, that was before AI generated stuff. Was a thing. Actually, I could redo it, but I kind of like the stuffed snake. I put a lot of effort with my nose of MS Paint skills in it. It looks terrible, I know. That's part of the charm, right? Yeah, sometimes it doesn't spawn the red orbs. When that happens, you're just out of luck and you just have to wait. Yeah, come on, please fucking spawn shit, man. Thank God. Yeah, sometimes he doesn't want to spawn him. Then it's really annoying to fight him. Yeah, the barrels look really pretty. In general, the particle effects in the game are really pretty too. It's very cute. Okay. Thank you. And by the way, if you wonder what the red part is, it's the tongue of the snake. It's supposed to be the tongue, but I'm really bad at drawing, so. But does it? Can he shoot straight down? No, he shouldn't, right? He shouldn't be able to. So just going under him is kind of smart when he does that. Never mind. He hit me. He's a genius. How did he hit me? Actually, there might be an artillery strike too. No, there isn't. Yeah, so we're just waiting for him to spawn the orb. Usually it goes a bit quicker than this, so... But you can't hit me here, right? Oh my god. Oh my god, maybe it's that. I didn't pay attention at all. There must be another one. Oh right, we didn't shoot it. So maybe that's what hit us. I'm just not paying attention. And next thing you tell me you have a pet snake or something. Actually no, I don't have any pets. I had pets when I was in America. We had gerbils. But in general, you know, I don't like having pets that much because I think it's like, I mean dogs are okay since they're kind of, it's kind of their thing, right? But I do think keeping animals in captivity is kind of, I don't know, I don't like it too much. Yeah, there are a few animals where I think it's fine, right? Dogs basically are just like, they are, their evolution was basically around human interaction, so it's kind of fine. Cats are also kind of fine if you have a garden where they can free roam and stuff like that. But I don't really like keeping animals in cages, so snakes are kind of a no-go for me. Yeah, but I get it when people have it, right? It's fine. It's not like I dislike it immensely. It's just like I don't want to have it personally. So we can freeze them quite easily. Do frozen enemies also take additional damage? Seems that way. Yeah, that's interesting. I actually didn't know that. The stun from the normal attack also seems to trigger additional damage. I'm really playing badly, but we don't have good spells, so spells are really crucial. Oh, it just shoots forward. Okay, that's why I was a bit confused. Yeah, that was great. I'm just demonstrating how bad I am at the game. That's usually when I stream, I'm like super unfocused. It's really, that's what the main reason why I grinded off stream, because I off stream I literally die maybe 10% of what I die on stream. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We just we're losing stuff that is not that important, right? It's not like we really need anything at the moment. We should get our body back though. It's kind of unfortunate we didn't. That's a good view, caring towards non-human beings. I mean, it's really important for us to care about them. It's always like a lot of people think like caring about animals is like very selfless and whatever, but it's actually not true. We live in a very, very balanced ecosystem, and insects and other animal species are very important to that ecosystem. And if we do disrupt it too hard, it's also going to have negative consequences for us. But for me, the main part is I don't like suffering, right? I don't want to have I mean, keeping plants, for example, I think is fine. They can't actively feel pain or whatever, and they don't feel bad because they're like, you know, they're not in an optimal condition, whatever. But as soon as there is a brain and there's the potential for suffering, I do think it becomes really important to minimize that, because not only human suffering is real, right? Dogs can suffer, any animal with a brain basically can suffer. So I think it's kind of really important to keep that in mind and try to minimize it. And by that, you know, I don't mean we have to make a perfect world for animals, but we do have to kind of care about them so we don't fuck them completely over. I mean, obviously we're fucking some animals over anyway, but can keep it to a minimum, right? Don't have to fuck everyone over. Yeah, but I still eat meat, for example, but I do buy the most expensive meat you can, so they get their quote-unquote best possible life. But I do try to eat less meat too, so not like an insane amount, but just, you know, a little bit, because I like it, right? It's also natural for humans to eat meat, so I think it's kind of not that crazy to do. But I do try to keep it a little bit less than before, and also actually pay more money for a better lifestyle, right? What you're also paying, a lot of people think always about the taste. Why does it really taste better, right? If I buy more expensive meat, does it taste better? That's not the question you should be asking. You should be asking that the animal actually have a better life, right? That's what you're paying for. You're not paying for your fucking taste buds. I mean, sometimes obviously there can be a correlation between the two, that it tastes better, but you're literally paying for a better life for the animal. Yeah, when the meat is super cheap, you can guess how much quality of life the animal had. Yeah, this one's evil. Evil. He's white, no black spot, evil mushroom. Yeah, some of them are extremely poisonous, some are just like slightly poisonous, but this one is evil, right? Evil. You're gonna see one that almost looks the same and he has a black spot and he's not evil, so it's kind of confusing because an evil one can have a black spot or not, so, and a good one either too. Can you show up, please? But you can actually shoot them to reveal them. I didn't know that. Oh, I should have looked at it. I'm always lazy when it comes to looking at it. I don't know why. Yeah, this is a gatekeeper. He just blocks you off when you want to go through. But since now he only has one element, he swaps between the two. One element color or whatever. You can get through when he turns off. Yeah, and you need to find the second one to destroy it, but I don't know where it is exactly, to be honest. Not any unnecessary destructions with the world. Yeah, that's exactly it, right? It's literally impossible for human society not to be destructive in any way, because, I mean, obviously the species is like, we basically transformed the entire planet, right? By, well, by literally, transforming it, right? We build roads everywhere. We are like super dominant when it comes to the population, right? Everywhere there are humans, and we build big cities and whatever, right? Like, yeah, it's a cement, like huge deserts basically, and whatever. We destroyed so much. So obviously we had a huge we have a huge impact, and we had a huge impact, and we will have a huge impact. But I think there are still parts we just don't need to destroy, right? We don't need to maximize destruction for no reason. And usually it's the stupid thing is a lot of destruction is caused by short-term gains, right? If someone's greedy, for example, I don't know, we can get a little bit more oil by doing fracking, or we can sell a little bit more of wood by destroying the rainforest and whatever. But these are things that are not gonna last, right? It's just like a short-term profit. It's not like a really long-term thing. And obviously not everybody cares about the future of humanity, which I guess is fair to some degree, because you know you're only alive once, so you're not gonna see the future anyway. But I do think on average you don't have to overdo it, right? Even if you have that view, you can still like somewhat care about the other people around you. You don't have to super care, right? It's not like it's completely your business. If you didn't decide to get born, right? But still you can just have a little bit of respect for decency, right? And obviously capitalism does enforce a little bit more of the we don't give a shit lifestyle, right? But it does lead to amazing products, so in a way capitalism is the driver of science, so yeah, it's kind of weird, right? It's not about human benefit and really increasing the quality of life. It's about maximizing money, and sometimes it works really well, right? We can get really good shit, but often also it leads to products that are really terrible for humans. It's kind of interesting. Where's the fucking Master Sentinel? Must be around. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. But I do think overall capitalism did help humanity quite a bit, and will help humanity quite a bit in reaching new technological standards. But I don't want to drift too often in that topic, since we're going to talk about that from time to time anyway. So today I'm going to focus more on the game. Yeah, but I do have quite a lot of opinions on these matters, just because I think they're kind of relevant at the moment, but yeah, mostly about AI. But we're not going to talk about AI today, because if I talk about AI, I'm going to die even more than I usually would, so... See, the moment I said AI, I died. See, that's the quintessence of not talking about AI. Are there different biomes in the game? Yeah, sure, I can show you the second one. Since we're dying permanently anyway, it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, there are going to be 6 maps in the game. At least they're planned currently. I really hope they're going to do some kind of Hitman Absolution style campaign where you can just get random... Because, you know, you can take any weapon, any loadout you want. You can choose it by yourself, right? But I do think a little bit of restriction is cool, because when you play RoboQuest, for example, every time you get different guns and you try them out. In this game, basically, you can just take your favorite loadout and play it infinitely. And I do think that's kind of fun, but at the end, you're responsible for swapping it up. So I think a mode where you actually have a meta progression, where you level up the weapons outside of it, but you can still find them randomly within it, would be really cool. So just that they swap up the different... you know, the different maps, and you just have a random progression, and then you have to fight, you know, it just adds a little bit more meaning to the roguelite runs, because for now, beyond just losing a little bit of currency, it's not a big deal to die, right? It doesn't feel like, oh my god. Yeah, this is basically the second biome that's in the game at the moment. Yeah, so I hope they're going to add a little bit more structure to the overall incentives for going to different areas, because at the moment all I'm doing basically is just like playing around for fun, right? It's not like I really have a goal anymore. I'm just like enjoying it. Because before I had a goal by unlocking the Gnosis, but for now it's like I'm unlocking spells, whatever, but it's not like you know, I'm doing runs which are really contained within themselves, so I can extract at any moment. There are no consequences and whatever. So I think adding a little bit of structure to that would be kind of nice. Yeah, so here you have basically the castle. I don't even know if you could see the other areas from here, because it does seem to be interconnected. So maybe you could actually see the other areas at some point. And they really did a good job with the scope, right? It really feels like you're within a big map, you know, not just like within a small area. So it's really nice. You can also go inside the castle, which we're gonna do right now. Usually what I do here when I'm not on stream, I have a brain that works. Usually I just go around in a circle and do my loops and whatever to maximize efficiency. Oh, by the way, you can also go for these guys and just... Oh, you can't anymore. Oh, wait, you can't, right? You can just punch them. Interesting, the punch doesn't seem to work as well as before, because I remember punching them back when the other version was released. Oh, this chest is really good. Yeah, I would love to open these chests, but we don't have any resources. Oh, also since last time, I changed two things. Last time, unfortunately, I had the wrong color space selected, so the game colors were overly blown out. If you like that, by the way, because some people like it, right, when the colors are really vibrant and everything, there's a tool. There are several tools actually. RTX Reshade. This is a small temple, kind of nice. You can get an item there. Yeah, you can use Reshade, or you can use RTX Vibrance, or whatever it's called. You can make the game look very poppy and whatever if you like that. But I usually like it, you know, like it is right now. So this is basically, I like how the dev intended the game to look usually. Yeah, but if you like the look from last time, you can definitely replicate it. It didn't look like that for me, so I didn't notice. But it seems to be a bug in how the game actually converts to the normal SDR color space. It's kind of weird, but this spell is, I don't want to say it just yet, but it's kind of trash, to be honest. Maybe. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to figure out. We actually might die here because this is kind of really, really bad. We don't have any CC to keep them away from us. Oh, right, we can't dash through the enemies, so I'm really not used to that. It does not seem to do a lot, right? I can just tag them and dash, but it doesn't seem to really throw them around a lot. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm not playing well, obviously, here. The healing orbs, together with the dash through the enemy, which you can get, can be amazing, I think. I still don't know if the frost thing is good or not. Oh my god, the healing orbs are so good. By the way, it's really easy not to take damage here if you are paying attention. You just have to dodge them, right? And also you have AoE CC usually. And I didn't bring any, so my bad. You played the vaults. Are they good or worth doing? The vaults are worth doing if you want to unlock the item in it. And you also get a lot of rewards, but they are kind of difficult, so they're more difficult than the bosses, in my opinion. So you should go in if you feel like you have a good build or you have a good upgrade, right? So yeah, they're definitely worth doing in a way, but I really wonder if this guy's good. I literally don't know. 34 damage. I mean, he has a shield. Okay, wow, he has a huge AoE too. Interesting. Yeah, let's see if he's good actually. We should pay attention to him a little bit more. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, there was poison on the ground. Yeah, the reason why we're gonna die a lot is because I do want to try out the healing drops more, and I'm gonna be low HP quite a bit. Yeah, and I didn't try the second vault in this area yet, so I think you unlocked it by unlocking the highest Gnosis, so I didn't unlock it yet. Yeah, so I don't know about that one. I'm kind of interested in seeing that. So we're gonna see it on stream maybe today, actually. I don't know, is this a good spell? It's basically a ranged freeze, but... I actually don't know if it's good. Yeah, literally don't know. I think stamina is kind of nice. We hardly leveled, right? There were no camps outside, which is kind of unfortunate. Did we get any keys? we have 1 key. To be honest, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run back. And also, yeah, right, the first thing that changed is the color space. So you have the accurate colors now, the sRGB colors. And also what changed is I added a macro. Basically, the game has a sprint, right? You can just sprint like this. But I really disliked having to use a sprint key and a dash key. So what I did is I used auto hotkey, which is a scripting language, to change the dash. So on shift now I can dash, right, like this. And if I hold shift after, or in the air, whatever, after dashing, just hold it right down like this, and then I can sprint. So I have 1 key for sprint and dash. I mean, the downside is obviously I can still dash manually if I want to. I can't dash right away I can't sprint right away without dashing, but I do think it's kind of way better like this, so you don't have to have an additional key and have to move your fingers around that much. Yeah, because the game already has a crouch, right? It has a crouch, it has a dash, it has a jump, and then it also has a sprint. So it's like 4 buttons, and usually I think it's kind of the point where getting 4 movement inputs on a WSD keyboard is kind of annoying, because then you have to add C or whatever button you want for movement, and it kind of feels bad, or Alt or whatever. But I also don't like using Alt. It's kind of, I can easily reach Alt, it's my map usually, but I really don't like moving my thumb like that all the time during combat. It feels bad. Yeah, so as always, scripts are kind of nice to help there, so you can modify the controls. Also, a system like Helldivers 2 is fine, right? Because there you can do a lot of customization in-game. I actually think it's kind of brilliant how they did their controls. Yeah, so it's a really smart system, and I hope a lot of games are going to adapt it, but that's probably wishful thinking. Most games are just not going to care anyway, so... Yeah, I mean, the combination, right? When fire hits freeze, there is an explosion. That's kind of nice. I'm so interested in how much damage this guy does. Can you show me? Feels like he didn't do a single point of damage so far. I mean, I wonder, did he? Is he any good? How much damage are you doing? I mean, he's Incantation 1, so... I mean, Mysterium 1. But you can actually do artillery strikes. And now he's gone. I don't know, I'm not 100% sold on him yet, since I don't know what he's doing. He didn't do a lot of damage to this guy, to be honest. That's putting it nicely, he didn't do any damage, to be honest. I think we're struggling a little bit here. Punching him. If the guy can take the aggro, I think it's good. Yeah, actually that's a good point, right? If he's more like a tank, that's actually kind of a good point. Yeah, it could be good because you can tank, but sometimes in games also tanking can be bad because you might just randomly walk up to you and then get hit by something that you can't see because you might not get the aggro indicator, and then you get hit by an AoE. In RoboQuest, for example, when you have the drones can actually cause a lot of shots just to randomly hit you because you don't know where they are. They're behind you somewhere, and the enemy shoots at them and you don't expect it, right? And then suddenly you just get caught. Yeah, so it can also be a downside, but if you can tank efficiently here, I think it's less of an issue since there are melee enemies too. But yeah, it could actually be good, right? But it could also add a little bit more RNG to the enemy patterns, because usually they're very predictable. Let's see, what are you gonna do against this guy? I mean, you can also kick, right? I mean, he doesn't attack quickly, but he's here 1, right? So I'm not thinking too much about it. Now he shot an artillery strike. I hope he doesn't have friendly fire. Actually, that would be kind of super ass. There must be an assassin around here. We hardly killed any of them, which is kind of pathetic, but whatever. I do think we should pick up the healing orbs. I don't know why I'm saying that, but they're kind of close range, and they look like this, so I was kind of confused when I saw them at first. But they do heal a lot. That's really, really good. Jesus Christ. Standing right inside of him. Yeah, usually I would have healed a long time ago, but I'm kind of curious to see how much we can get back up. Wait, there's a healing item on the ground here. There? No, it's my ally! It just looks like a healing item. And now we got another orb. Wait, is he shooting them? Wait, wait, wait. He is. Wow. Actually, he doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's kind of funny that you can actually attack them from here. That's kind of funny. Yeah, the physics are so funny. They go up and then they drop down like immediately. Like they don't get really slower and then they drop. I mean, from a gameplay perspective, it makes sense. It would take like forever for them to come down. Yeah, so they're like slightly. I mean, it's like it literally busts the enemy, right? But I think it's kind of good because otherwise it would be kind of really bad. Yeah, I'm just trying to play around the heal, so it's like a high risk playstyle. I'm just running in and getting the heals. But the dash will make that so good. So I think the combination between the other dash we don't have at the moment, it's kind of nice. We don't have fire spells, right? I mean, I actually don't know what this guy is. He's probably like neutral or something. I don't know why I summoned him. Wait, this is really funny. You can just summon him and he's gonna just shoot random shit. Oh, he can't. Yeah, right. It's okay. He's kind of stupid. He doesn't know there's a roof. How's the performance? It does look very good. It's a very pretty game. It does use a lot of they use a lot of photogrammetry, and obviously the Unreal Engine has is a good foundation. It runs for me at the moment roughly at a 230 FPS using frame generation. And it runs way better than it did with the last patch. This area especially had really bad optimization. But as you know, I'm on a 4090, 13900K. So I do play in also the resolution relevant, right? I do play in 4K, but basically it's 1080p, right? 1080p DLSS. Without frame gen, it runs roughly with like 180 FPS. Yeah, so this is basically how it runs here in max settings, right? So I can't actually tell you if it runs well in general. So it runs well in max settings on this PC. I like very well. Sometimes it has a few hitches when there are like weird interactions or something like that. It's just like sometimes it breaks a little bit, but mostly it runs really, really well. Yeah, so can we shoot the flashbang? Maybe. Actually, I don't know. I actually don't know if we can shoot the flashbang. Yeah, so you should definitely look at benchmarks, right? What I would recommend if you don't find sites, usually sometimes there are sites that do really good benchmarks, but for some smaller games you can't find those. But usually there's someone on YouTube that does you can just input your PC specs, and usually someone played the game with your specs and uploaded a video. So if you have a 3090 or a 3060 or whatever, 3080, 4070, whatever. I don't know where I healed. Yeah, so usually you're gonna find someone that actually played the game with your specs, and then you can look how it runs, right? That's what I would recommend if you're not sure it's gonna run well for you. There's no benchmarks available. And even though I think it's always a good idea, right? Sometimes it's not representative of the game because you only see a certain area or whatever, but it does give you a good impression usually. how it runs and looks too. Why am I not picking up the additional thing here? I don't know. Good question. Shouldn't have a problem with a 40. No, you have a 4080. That's the second best graphic card. I mean, there is a 4080 Ti, okay, but you have the third best graphic card in the world, basically. So you shouldn't worry about that. No. Yeah, you don't need to worry, man. With the 4080, there's no reason to worry. I remember to dodge. I didn't think about it actually. It was just like my brain was ready. I was really surprised that I dodged there. Like, my brain was really ready, man. I'm kind of really amazed by that. It's like I queued the input for whatever reason. It's like it just automatically started. Yeah, I would not take this one, to be honest. It sounds really good, but this fucks up your muscle memory big time. It's in theory it's good, but since I'm a human being with muscle memory, this is, for me, it's a negative, right? I mean, we don't have DK. Oh, we can't unveil, so I'm just gonna hold off buying these things. Okay, that was a bit late. You should be good at running the game 100 plus FPS with max settings. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I mean, that's is easy. And also, by the way, if you don't know, I'm just going to show you, right? Just, this is 1080p, right? I'm just going to do a little comparison for you. Okay, this is 1080p. DLSS upscale to 4K, okay? We're going to go for quality, so you can see it. Quality. That's quality. I mean, if you want better quality, by the way, for the comparisons, I'm streaming on YouTube too, and it's like 30k bitrate, AV1, and 44p. So it's way better resolution than Twitch, and especially bitrate. So if you want to see better comparisons on YouTube, the quality is better. I don't read YouTube chat since I don't have a display for it, unfortunately. So chatting is only on Twitch, unfortunately, for the moment. But yeah, for visual comparisons, probably better. But since I'm not moving, it should be fine on Twitch too. Okay, so that's basically the quality setting. Looks almost identical in my opinion. And now we can go for native and use wait, can you turn on DLAA? I actually don't know, but this is native rendering. And this is 720p to switch resolution and undocked switch resolution. And some of you might be already very intrigued. Why does it almost look the same? I'm saying almost look the same because obviously it's not perfect, but it looks really good, right? And the ultra performance mode has been improved so significantly that even if you, I mean, on a 4K display, right? It's 720p, but it scales based on your base resolution. So if you're on 1044p, it's going to look like shit, obviously, because it's going to be like, I don't know, 3060p or something. But on a 4K display, if you use ultra performance, it looks really good. They really did a fantastic job of improving fine detail. This is crazy, right? I literally, in some scenarios, you literally can't see a difference. But obviously, as always, temporal stability is the issue, right? This all looks good, right? It looks fine, no problem. But then if you look at, where is it? If you look at the worst case, I mean, this always looks shit, to be honest, the trees. But these are basically the worst case, right? Like these trees here, they tend to look a little bit worse with lower resolution. Yeah, I hope I didn't brick the game right now. Yeah, so this is the only thing you're gonna actually notice that much. Are we gonna fight the boss just for fun because we're around here? Sure, let's fight the boss for fun. I do think I have to restart the game after this because it has problems when you swap frame gen and the DLSS type. Sometimes it just kind of breaks the performance a little bit. I don't know why. But in general, it's really insane how good low resolutions look with DLSS by now. It got so much better and it's only gonna get better. So yeah, that's the main reason why I bought a 4K display too. I'm on the 4K 2040 Hertz Quantum Dot OLED, the new one from Asus. It's like 32 inch and it's really, really good. And the only reason why I went for 4K is because of DLSS, because I care about performance, right? I'm playing a 1080p basically now. And that's the boss, right? He's really cute. Look at him, right? His mug face. Yeah, he has a lot of HP, so yeah. He also is immune to CC after a while, so it's kind of also annoying, but I am trying to optimize my damage against him. You don't know if you can shoot that. No, you can't. You can have multiple, I think, of this guy at the same time. Huge whiff. I do hope we're gonna make it, because the problem is he can trigger a calamity by damaging you. Which, to be honest, is kind of stupid. I think they should have disabled calamities when you fight bosses. But that's just me, man. I don't know. Yeah, I never died to him so far. I hope just because I'm streaming it's not gonna change. I mean, we're doing okay damage, right? It's not like amazing or anything, but wait, whoa, what the fuck? Oh, he did hit me with the tornado. It's kind of interesting. We might die here, obviously. I mean, he's a boss, right? Big, he's mean. And obviously our build is just whatever, I just picked it up randomly. We don't even have max upgrades or whatever, so. Yeah, that was not good. I was trying to summon the big guy, but for whatever reason, the game didn't want to let me. Oh, we don't have ammo anymore. And also in Painkiller, if you didn't know, the game they also made the devs. There were like super big enemies, so I expect the scale to become really crazy in the game. You can expect like huge giants and stuff like that. It's gonna be really, really cool. So he's dead, which is great. He drops to the third incantation, right? I don't know where there's pick up incantation 1 or whatever it is. So yeah, we got some shit here. We also get a diamond. I actually don't know what it does actually, because the weird thing is, I mean, it's a treasure, right? Can you actually see the value? So it probably just gives you gold, right? You know, you can extract. And it does give quite a lot. So killing the boss here is really efficient if you want to get... I mean, a third incantation is 40 gold, right? So it's really, really valuable. I think the game is better optimized than most EA games. Yeah, for now, for sure. Before the second era definitely had optimization problems. I really